still a way to do this, and I'm going to find a way and change my approach until. Anyone who succeeds in our beliefs, we pick them up willy-nilly along the way. And a lot of times, some people that were frankly not
me your best ass shaking, all right? On the count of 3.
That thing, miss, and I better shake that thing, yeah, no, Jody and Rebecca, woman, get busy.
Felicia Streeter!
Hey guys, just checking in. We're on like a 40-minute dinner. Today we actually got 2 breaks, so that was pretty cool. We got like a 30-minute break earlier for lunch, and then now for dinner we have like 40-something minute. I was just checking in, and I'll talk more about details on everything later. Hey guys, so obviously I just took a shower and I finished day 2. This was definitely more of a positive day for me. I'd say yesterday was a lot of inner work and like realizing how much I've been limiting myself and not chasing my goals the way that I wanted to, even though I thought that I was at one point. So I think that's why I was very emotional yesterday, and on top of this spiritual journey that I'm going through, it's just really, this whole experience has just really opened my eyes to a lot of things. So I wanted to kind of just talk about day 2 and how I felt and what kind of went on. So day 2 was about conditioning, and basically instead of using the word like reprogramming our brains, Tony wanted us to use like conditioning, and basically he gave us very in detail steps on how to condition ourselves to do the things that we want to do and repeat those high vibrational actions to literally embed them in our lives and make them like second nature. Just as these limited beliefs and these limited things that we're doing and low vibrational actions are second nature to us, it's what we know, it's what we do. So we want to retrain the brain and recondition the brain to basically thrive and live our best lives. And so I wanted to reflect personally on this subject, because I think that I've gone back and forth with this subject a lot of times. I know my hair looks a mess, but just don't worry about it right now. And I think that each time I come to this realization that, okay, I don't like the things that I'm doing, I want to change, I know how to change, I know what steps I need to take, the last part is doing them and staying consistent. And I have done them, I just haven't stayed consistent. So I think that's my real problem, is that, you know, I know what my passions are, I know what I'm doing that I need to change, I know where I want to be, and I know why I want to get there. I know my actual true passion. And it was interesting also talking to some of the other people. We go to these break rooms where we talk to about 4 to 7 people, and we kind of share our journal entries on certain subjects. And today we talked about basically like what we love, what we hate, what are we passionate about, and what do we really want. And these came so easily to me. It just flowed through me. And as other people were sharing, some of these people had a really hard time figuring out what their passion was, or figuring out what they love, or what they really want. They only had very few things that they could write down. And it just made me realize that even at 21 years old, I am so much more experienced and developed than a lot of people who are twice my age, 3 times my age. And I'm not saying that as in I'm better. I'm saying that as, you know, those people grew up in a time where their thoughts and their actions and literally what society gave them was like this, in a whole galaxy universe of possibilities. This is literally where they were conditioned, and this literally made them think that their lives consisted of finding someone, getting married, having kids, and working a 9-to-5 job in a cubicle until they're 65 years old and then retiring. And that's it. You know, maybe going on a few vacations or whatever, but like, there's so much more to life than that. There's so much more to life than conditioning yourself and limiting yourself. And I'm saying conditioning is not in the positive way. Conditioning that society, that the government, that this huge, powerful power of our earth has given us, has taught us. And I don't know where it stems from. I don't know who started this, you know, steamrolling process, but it's you know what it is? It's integration, and integration in the bad way, in the way that, you know, these nasty businessmen and these super rich people who learned how to manipulate to get to where they are, they're now using us as catalysts for their power. And I think that my generation and the younger generation on from me, I think we're all waking up and realizing that we shouldn't limit ourselves and that there's more to life than like what meets the eye in any way, shape, or form. And it just really kind of solidified that for me, especially speaking with other people who happen to be older than me, and even some that were younger or like the same age or whatever. Their thought process was so limited. Like, the stuff that they wrote down was so basic. And I'm using very layman's terms here because I don't feel like pulling out a dictionary. I'm not a professional author, so I don't know all these fancy words. And I don't want to talk negative on them. I'm just simply reflecting the fact that I just found it very kind of eye-opening to me, and it gave me a different perspective on how a lot of people live their lives. And then I met some other people who were also kind of on the same thought process as me. They have a developed spirit, and you can tell by the things that they say when they say, what are you passionate about? What do you love? What do you hate? There was some really thought-provoking things that people said, and it just put in perspective that I'm not as lost as I thought I was, I guess, and I'm right where I need to be in my perfect timeline. Because I am an adult now, but I'm still young and I still have so much life to live that implementing these things now in my life is literally going to change my life. And like I keep saying, I'm a fucking broken record on all of my videos nearly. The reason why I'm doing this, the reason why I'm sharing my journey and my experiences and my reflections and being so brutally honest is because even if there's just one person that watches my videos, even if there's just, you know, one single human being that gets insight or inspiration or can connect with me, I am fulfilling my purpose. I've always loved helping people, and instead of helping people in a way that's not helping them, if that makes sense, like just entertainment, being funny or whatever, because I can do that too, you know? I have a great personality and I know how to be funny and I know how to deliver on entertainment. But I don't want to use my skills for that. I don't. Because I don't think that that is where our future needs to go. Our future needs to go with self-acceptance, self-love, and self-finding. You need to find yourself. Not yourself. yourself, who you are inside. Once we unlock ourselves to realizing that our ego, our personality, who we've grown up to be, who we've adapted to be based off of where we've grown up and who's been in our lives, that has nothing to do with who we are inside. And I know I'm going on a rant, and it's not really about my experience with Tony Robbins, but it is at the same time, because me having this enlightenment inside of me and knowingness of who I am inside has given me a leverage during this whole experience that I feel a lot of people could have too if they applied that to their lives. And maybe that's in a different way than how I'm applying it. I don't really know. But it just had me thinking when I was sharing with these people and they were sharing with me how even though they're with me, you know, they're with all of us in this virtual experience, trying to be a better person, a more positive person, or, you know, trying to just gain more insight in how we can just transform our lives. But I still felt like a lot of those people were like not ready to even be there, if that makes sense. And I know this is more of an evaluation of other people than myself, but it still kind of goes hand in hand that I'm realizing where I'm at in life is like a huge step from where I was a year ago. Huge, major step. Even though I didn't take the steps I wanted this whole year, even though I didn't implement the rituals I wanted, I implemented the rituals I needed. I implemented the actions I needed to have these pillar realizations, to have these enlightening moments, and to be where I am now. Because had I had just chosen right when I left my ex-boyfriend to just go at it and be positive and just do this and that and be blah blah blah, yeah, sure, maybe I would have a lot of my goals checked off. But would I be who I am right now? No, I wouldn't. And that is like the key to life, is that you have to be grateful for all of the moments from your past. You can't be regretful, because that is when those limited thoughts start to pop up, and that is when those thoughts that have been drilled into our ego shine. So I hope that part of that, or some of that, or at least a bit of it, resonated with any of you guys who are watching. But to wrap this up, because I'm talking way too much, I thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow for day 3.